Let's talk about the primary qualifications for the breakout pattern. We've got a lot of things we want to look at. And the primary qualifications for the breakout pattern, we want to see a breakout pattern in an existing uptrend. We would like to make sure that the instrument's plenty liquid, lots of liquidity. We're looking for price confirmation to really confirm that the stock's breaking out, and we're looking for a positive reward to risk ratio. So I have two candidates off of this week's scouting reports. One is LIN, and it's in a nice strong uptrend, and it has a high base pattern, also known as a bull flag. And it needs to clear that pattern and poke out and break out for us. And I just want to walk through some of the primary qualifications that we see here. So we got a nice pattern. This stock's average volume is about just shy of 2 million shares per day, so it's plenty liquid for a stock trade. And this happens to be on the stock report. And again, it's got that high base breakout. You could put a trigger up here. You could put a stop loss down below the base. And if you look at the targets on that, we can go back and look at the targets and identify where we think that can rise up to, to 210, maybe 220 on the high end when we look at the potential profit target. So we can get, favorable risk to reward. We want to see at least 1.5 to 1, up to 2 to 1 reward to risk ratios, where the amount of risk you take on the trade compared to the reward you get on the trade is highly favorable. So that's a good looking candidate. It meets all the core criteria. It just needs that confirmation to break above resistance. And this is great for a stock trade. When we go look at the options chain on this one of the things I noticed on this particular candidate, and one of the reasons it's on the stock report, is the options are a little less liquid. I could go out and look at these October options, and first thing I notice is that the bid-ask spreads are 30, 40 cents, 60 cents. They're bigger bid-ask spreads. They have hundreds in open interest, which is normally enough, but the spreads are a little wider, and then the volume's a little low per day. Well, that's fine. Good-looking candidate for a stock trade. May or may not be the best for options. You could certainly sell puts and credit spreads and things on it, but may or may not be best for directionally trading options because of those wide spreads. Well, by comparison, on the options report, we had a Target, TGT. And Target also has a high base pattern here. It's got a bull flag pattern as it runs up, and it's knocking on that all-time high resistance out there. And we believe that can easily pop to 195 or 100, so we can get very favorable reward to risk ratios. It's got plenty of volume. Average volume is about 5 million shares per day, typical volume. And then we go look at the trade tab on the options here. And you notice for the same October options here, those bid-ask spreads are a lot narrower. 10 cents, 7 cents, a little bit more here where you got 25 cents. But again, narrow bid-ask spreads, lots of open interest and volume. So making those a little bit more amenable to the options trade. So that one's on the options list. But those are the core criteria we're looking for. Of course, there are secondary criteria and other things we can do to help us filter down the number of candidates we're trading. Again, those candidates from the scouting reports, from your stock reports, from your options reports, etc., those have already been pre-qualified to make sure that they're liquid enough and they have the right general patterns and setups. So you can take those as a really good gauge. One, gives you plenty of trading opportunities, and two, helps you know that when you're looking for your own trades, what to pattern yourself after. So, not only to help you find great trades each and every week, we also help you learn how to identify the right kinds of trades for yourself. So there's kind of a big benefit there, big win-win-win. Those core criteria are super important. In the next video, we'll look at those secondary criteria. In one of the supplementary videos here, we'll look at the secondary criteria for you and dial that in.